Good morning and happy Friday. Welcome back to the NOFO Live Show, where I, Sunita, along with my two co hosts, Tracy from Miss Tracy Kessler and Kelly from NOFO Endless Summer, we hop on every Friday and we chat about everything North Fork. And usually we meet every week online on Instagram, but this week we also got to hang out in person. So much fun. We took one of the classes that is offered by, there are so many local artists here that offer so many different classes. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
How fun was the succulent on driftwood class that we took?
So fun. So fun. It was so nice to actually spend time with you ladies in person. And of course, I always love being in a situation where we can create. And it was so fun because all of ours were so different, yet all so beautiful. Everybody in the class, really.
And I think that's the thing. Like sometimes when you get to a point, I guess that's the purpose of art, is you just create what comes. There's no final plan that you need to make it a certain way. And I think, were you at the web meeting when the web is a business meeting we have here, where is Verona her name?
Yes.
Where she was talking about abstract art, where there's no end goal or there's no design you're copying. You just create and they all come out beautiful in their own way.
Well, and what was really interesting was the way all three of us approached it differently. I was extremely calculated.
Well, I don't know, calculated. I think you get the vision quicker. Like as soon as you saw. So what we did, guys, just so everyone knows, is Alyssa from Imaginariums by Alyssa, who was our guest a couple of weeks ago. We all took her class, one of the classes, and the one we took was succulents on driftwood. So she brought this assortment of succulents, air plants, I don't know, some dried flowers as well, right? And then I think you took one look at all the raw materials.
Yeah,
and you were like,
I knew exactly.
It took me so long to even figure out what my raw materials should be. But the end result is beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, me too. Very happy with it. Very happy. And what a fun night it was.
Yes. And like I said, we meet on Instagram and it's great. But it's also triple the fun when we meet in person.
Exactly. We need to do more of it.
There you go. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Well, with all our schedules and stuff, it's complicated. But
Hi, Cal. How are you?
Good morning.
How's it going?
Good. We were just talking about our on location at the succulent class.
Oh, yeah. That was so much fun. I never thought that I could do something like that. And it was so fun to think that everyone can kind of accomplish something.
Well, yours was so beautiful and so different from mine or Tracy.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Yes, and you didn't hesitate. You were like, boom.
I told you, I'm compulsive. I just see something, do something. That's it.
That's great. That's great.
I was thinking over the years, I've taken a few. There's so many different classes types. I mean, I've taken a watercolor class from Melissa, which, I'm not a drawer, artist kind of thing, but that was fun too, because I think each instructor also has a way of putting it into you to just let it go and create what will be. And that is great.
Well, what's interesting, even the blanket classes that I was teaching, which you would think every single blanket's going to come out looking exactly the same, and they didn't. Everybody, kind of had their own little spin on it, their own little knots, and every blanket looked just slightly different, which was cool too.
Well, there was one that looked very different. But
yes, I do remember that one. I do.
I'm going to have to hear that story another time.
I mean, now, I met them at a blanket class and now I'm friends with them in real life and it's just hysterical. But that's the point. The point is to come. It's not really about, it is about what you're creating, but it's also about creating the connections.
Correct.
And having a joint experience,
Correct.
I'm sure years from now we'll talk about, the fun we had at the succulent class in terms of even choosing the different ones and,
Yeah.
I just saw that Greenport tie-dye jumped on. I've followed them for a while. Maybe they want to do a little workshop with us.
Yes.
If you do, DM one of us.
Yeah. Tie-dye is another experience where no two can come out alike. They just can't.
Exactly. But Sunita, you hit the nail on the head. The whole reason I started a North Fork Affair was to create a space where women could come together and make friendships. And selfishly, I started it for myself. It was when I first moved out here. And, you know, as many people know, I don't drink. So going, you know, I go to the wineries for yoga, but I don't really go to the wineries. I don't really, you know, go to bars or things like that. So I was like, how am I going to meet people out here? And so I decided to start making these classes of things that I was interested in, and then figured, you know, if someone bought a ticket to come to whatever class it was that they were interested in too, maybe we might be friends. And look at me now. I have plethora of friends out here from all different avenues. And really, I have to attribute it to those classes and starting a North Fork affair and kind of putting it out there, putting myself out there and being vulnerable and allowing a space for other women to do that as well.
I think you hit the nail on the head with putting yourself out there. Just put yourself out there and see what comes of it. There's no harm in trying. There's no harm in trying new places, meeting new people.
Yeah.
That's kind of been my motto too with all these things that I do on the North Fork.
Well, and trying a new skill. Like I said, I mean, I know that I can't draw, you know, or at least not as well as other people can replicate like a horse. I can't imagine the detail, you know, but people do it. But the nice thing about taking these classes is you get to try a new skill, and maybe you realize that you enjoy it, and then you go a little deeper into it, and then, you know, you just love whatever you create. It doesn't have to be at the level of somebody else's creation.
Yeah. You're inspiring me. I know we talked about it at the succulent class. I think I might bring the blanket classes back more so just for the sense of having that regular time where people connect and having a place where people connect and just enjoy each other, you know. And we were doing the blanket classes during the pandemic, and I know everyone who joined the class was very excited to get a blanket, but was actually just very excited to be with other people, even though it was virtually, you know, provided that.
Yeah, you need that connection. You need that connection. Even also, like, as a busy mom or, you know, somebody who works a lot, you need to, like, get out of that space every once in a while and get into, like, a you space, even if it's not, like, a true self-care, like, mani-pedi kind of thing. I think having that kind of artistic expression is another way of having self-care. So
a creative outlet is a self-care or a form of self-care, right?
Yes.
Right.
So,
yes.
And again, as you were saying, Tracy, you know, most of the activities are gathering together revolve around food and drinks, which we enjoy. But then when you add in another fun element that you'll remember, like, I mean, I'll remember a meal, but will remember the more fun that I had in, you're talking about a chunky blanket classes, but like you also did like a flower wreath class. And then what was the other one, the macrame or?
Yes,
we did the
macrame. Yep. I did pumpkin succulents. We did the blanket class. We did floral arranging. We had quite a few. We had cake decorating. Yeah.
See, so I mean, you know, you don't have to be good at everything, or whichever one is calling your name. The fun part about cake decorating is then you get to eat it too.
Yes.
Although I know, I as soon as I said that, my feeling is, wait, I just spent all this time making it look good. No one's touching it.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that reminds me, I did that chocolate. I know you guys probably have also done it, the chocolate painting class.
Yeah.
I mean, just a slab of chocolate. So I didn't want to break it. I mean, your daughter right away, Kelly, right after she snapped a piece off, I was like, you just made it. But, and is it Kara who does the, I think it's Kara, the one who does the chalk art, right?
Yes, Kara.
This is a couple of years ago, I noticed she had a class where it was, you make a chalkboard, and then at the end of it, you erase it.
Yes.
And the whole release of erasing, and I was like, no. And I just the thought of her erasing her beautiful chalkboards, you know, causes me some pain. It's so pretty.
No, you're right. She does do that.
If you're looking for workshops on the North Fork this weekend, tonight there's a workshop in the Attic 2 with Ocean Fog Farm Floral. They do like floral arranging. They're going to have a floral arranging workshop in the Attic 2. And then tomorrow at Soundview, the artist Verona Peñalba is doing one of her ink abstract workshops tomorrow. So there's quite a few going on the North Fork this weekend too. So
great.
I definitely want to try one of Verona's, partly because the way she explained it, in that there's nothing you're trying to recreate. You're just creating, and it'll be what it'll be. You know,
Verona has such an amazing energy about her. She and I did a photography. Well, we did an art exhibit together. I submitted my photography, and she had her art, and that's how I met her. And she's just such a lovely, lovely energy about her. I hope we have her signed up to be a guest, and if not, we need to get.
I think I was speaking to her, so I don't remember the date that she has, but she is coming on at some point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tracy, really, like the way you said it, she has an energy. I'm not even sure whatever class I sign up with her, but I want to do something with her. You know, I just want to be in her presence and hear her thoughts and the way she expresses them. Yeah.
And so
I see Alyssa on here. Thank you, Alyssa.
Yes.
She's thanking us for being enthusiastic. I mean, thank you for putting us and giving us the space to be creative.
So I also saw North Fork Real Estate jump on. Kristen, if you're on, Kristen, just hit the video button so we can have you join in. I don't know if you saw her.
I didn't see her, but I also don't know how to I don't know I don't know how to ask her to join. Did you see her? I don't see her.
I saw her a little.
I'm trying to scroll and see. Yeah, I don't see her.
I don't know if I can ask her to be on. I think you have to do it.
I see the only one I see the plus arrow that says you have no request. But how do is the one next to it the person that is a request? Okay, let me see. I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Because I've never requested anybody to join. North Fork Real Estate.
She says I don't see video. Oh, the little video button.
Okay, Real Estate Inc. Correct?
Yes, North Fork Real Estate Inc. It should be next to the comment area.
I did hit an invite. Let's see if she sees it.
Oh,
yeah! Good morning. Well, that was fast. I mean, we usually have a lot of tech issues, so that was great.
Can you
hear us? I can hear you guys. Hi, how's everybody?
Good. Can you hear us?
I can barely hear you guys.
Try turning your volume up on your phone. Did you? Can you hear us now? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Good.
Well, she can't, so.
I know.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Welcome, Kristen.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm so glad you're on. So I'll go ahead and introduce Kristen. We've worked together. In fact, we were just talking about all of my craft classes, and Kristen has been a huge supporter. She owns North Fork Real Estate, and she has been a sponsor of all of our events. And we want to talk about her milestones in her career and being a North Forker for generations, right, Kristen?
Yep.
But also, I really just wanted to make sure to bring her on and give her a little love because she is an all women-owned business, and she really goes out of her way to support other women-owned businesses, which I appreciate, which is really important out here. So, Kristen, I'll give you the floor. We could hear a little bit about you and what you guys do and your business.
Sure. Well, I am born and raised on the North Fork, born and raised in Orion. I always tell people I was born and raised in Orion, got married, headed west 7 miles, and been in Greenport for 37 years. Got into real estate. I worked on a farm. I worked in a fish market and got into real estate about 25 years ago. Very random way. We had sold our business, and we had friends who were raising Great Pyrenees at the time, as we were. And they had asked my husband, do you want to come to work? We meet some guys in our office.
Wait, what? Raising
Great Pyrenees, dogs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're big. They're like a Newfoundland, but pure white.
Okay.
So they had asked my husband, do you want to come to work in the real estate office? And he came home and he says, they're looking for real estate people. Why don't you get your license? So randomly, I ended up getting into real estate 25 years ago. And worked with a great bunch of people. A lot of the girls that worked with me over the years still work with me. We opened North Fork Real Estate about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And those girls came over with us. So we're a good clique of ladies that like to have fun together, that work well together, that support each other and cover each other. And now I started branching off into property management as well. So we have it's good. It's covering all bases that the North Fork needs. And having been here and watching everything's changing on the North Fork, it's kind of exciting. People always say to me, how do you feel about all these newcomers? And I'm like, I was very fortunate to have been born, raised my son here. My son's here, and be able to stay here and now watch people wanting to come back here. It's kind of exciting. It's very exciting for the whole twist of it. And for 10 years, people have been saying the North Fork's been found, and every year we say that a little bit more. So it's fun. It's fun. It's a good for me, it's been a good career. I started it when my kids were little, so I could have flexibility and never miss a baseball game or a football game. And it evolved into this crazy life that we have now.
I feel a little bit like Forrest Gump when people say the North Fork has been found. I'm like, I didn't know it was lost.
True. It's been discovered and found, and oh my God, this place. So it's fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, well, there's certainly since the pandemic, even more so. But even before that, there was definitely a surgence of people who were wanting to, have summer homes or, weekend homes, and were sort of over the Hamptons and looking for something out here. And the North Fork, definitely offers everything. I mean, I am so fortunate that my grandmother bought a house in the 40s, so I landed here mistakenly, kind of in Granny, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. So
Yeah.
property management must be huge now with everybody buying their second homes.
Yeah, we're growing that like crazy. We do a mix of everything. We manage second homes for people that just primarily use them for second homes. We, keep checks on the houses. We coordinate services, and meet contractors, vendors, that kind of stuff. We also do a lot of rental properties where we find tenants for their properties and then manage the tenant while they're at the house and turn over the house and be the point of contact for them. And we do handyman service as well, coupled for our clients.
Ooh,
So
that's
yeah,
something to know about out here for sure.
yeah, it's such a need out here, and right now we're trying to grow that more, but it's hard to find help. And right now we're concentrating on our clients because we have a fair amount of clients that need all kinds of stuff. So as we grow, we're going to just expand that more and more and try to find help to offer it to everybody, because it's such a need for the little things,
Totally.
the little smaller jobs that the contractors don't have time for.
Right, exactly.
I
In fact,
get chimney service if you want to let me know.
yes, I believe Alyssa on here too was just recently asking about stuff. I mean, I feel like everyone is always, obviously I've had a lot of people here recently because of the renovations in the beach barn that we did, but everybody's always like, who's your guy? And I'm like, oh, he's not even returning phone calls right now.
It's so true. And it's so true. And then trying to find help to keep everything moving is really hard. And then you get behind and people get aggravated. But, what we've trying to do is to try to find like 2 or 3 guys in each field. So I can always lean on them. If I can't get Joe, I can get, Jim or whatever. So a good core group of vendors to try to keep moving forward.
So I love your attitude about the North Fork and the surgeons, because there is a lot of people who've been here for generations who are kind of, what's the right word? Not happy about it.
Yeah, close the entrance to Riverhead.
And I do understand that. I do, because even I laugh all the time that it only took me 1 year to get cranky about the summer traffic. I got so used to being able to shoot to Southold. First of all, everyone thinks I live in Southold. I actually live in Jamesport, but I'm in Southold all the time. I got so used to getting there in 20 minutes because nobody was on the road. And then all of a sudden in summer, it takes me, like 40 minutes to get there. So I totally understand that if you've lived here your whole life and generations, that's compounded by 1,000. But, there are so many of us that are out here now, and we love it so much, and we do respect it. I know, that there are people who don't, but we respect the openness and the nature and
Tracy, part of the problem is what we love about the North Fork is the lifestyle, not the lifestyle, is the life that people are leading that exists here. Farmers, right? I love being able to go to a little farm stand, a little gardener that puts out flowers and just buy something. The problem becomes when a lot of those people that do those things move out of the area, and the new people are moving in for that, and yet there's no one going to be continuing to do that. So that's, I think, where the problem comes in. Hopefully people that are moving in will continue to live that North Fork lifestyle so that the North Fork stays the North Fork, for lack of better words.
Yeah.
I grew up on a farm, and we were primarily potato farmers. Then we became a full roadside stand with all the vegetables and everything. So over these years, and I've been out of that for 25 years, over the years, we've watched it kind of come back in a lot of ways, in different ways. Like now you're seeing blueberries grown and the wineries are going crazy, and raspberries and flowers. So I think although some of it's gone, I think people are still trying to have that here and bring it here because that's what so much people love. And, it's even like the oysters all over the sides of the roads that people are trying to bring oyster farming back is kind of cool. And it's just different things like that you're seeing. And that, for me, from here and seeing people kind of like reappreciate all that stuff, like you said, is what's fun about it. It's what makes it interesting, and watching it grow, and like, what are they going to do there? And what are they going to do there? And, there's so many landscapers with trees being planted everywhere. And it's just, it's the simple little things. Like I said, I grew up in Orient, and I don't know if you drive out to Orient, but you have that water on both sides as you go across the causeway. Growing up, it was like, oh, we got to go to Orient. But now it's like when I ride out there to see my mother, it's just like, it brings you back down. It's just so peaceful. I live in Greenport, even going to my office in Southland, I go across Town Beach and see the people there watching the sunset, or just sitting at the beach, or groups of people having picnics and whatnot. And it's fun. It's fun to watch. I have to say I enjoy it. I know it sounds crazy as a local, but
it doesn't sound crazy, because that is why we're all here.
That's why we're here. And like I said, I was very fortunate to be able to stay here, raise my kids here, and stay here. So I feel it's a blessing in so many ways.
Yeah. Well,
so tell us a little bit, bust a few myths of the real estate market itself. I know we hear all kinds of stories flying. Houses are flying before they're on the market. They're getting prices they want. What is the actual housing situation here right now?
We are still in a seller's market. From where we see, and obviously we're always monitoring the stats and the statistics, is the frenzy is over. There are still markets, there are still pockets that are always going to be hot. The village of Greenport. There's certain products that are always going to sell a lot faster, i.e. like brand new gorgeous homes, waterfront properties. So and people are concerned about the interest rates, and we have not seen that slow down. We see people pushing to close faster so they lock their rates in. But the other part of this is that so much of what we're seeing on the North Fork is cash buyers, and they want to be here. And it's not necessarily reflective on them getting a mortgage or getting qualified for a mortgage. They may go for a mortgage, but they have the cash. And that's a little bit different than it's been in the past. And people are worried about the housing crisis crashing. And we don't have the same environment as we did the last time in 08, 09. And I always say, you know what, if the houses are just a little bit more affordable, it brings more people into the market. More people can buy. We'll do more business, as opposed to making it so expensive nobody can live here. So you try to find the balance in between the two. And, I would say maybe a 10% correction helps more people bring to the market. And with how the housings have appreciated so much over the years, 10% is not a horrible number. If your house is worth $800,000, now it's only worth $720,000, where 2 years ago it was maybe only worth $5,000. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. So bust the myth of, are people selling their homes who weren't originally planning on it because of the market? Are people just putting their homes up and walking away?
Those people are putting their houses up way too high. They're pie in the sky. I want to get it. If you're putting a house on the market, there's a realistic need you have to maybe go to family elsewhere. And if you're unrealistic on your price, you're not really a serious seller. So that's where it's a lot of guidance from us that we try to give people to, for the last 2 years, it's been extremely impossible to price houses. And you get to the point where, we just don't want to tell you a number because that's what you want to hear. We try to guide you to where the market value is, put it on the market at market value, and then the buying public is going to tell you what it's really worth. Right. So that's kind of the scenario we've been following to guide them properly with realistic expectations.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So tell us about how you're an all-women firm. Is that on purpose, or did that just sort of happen?
I guess women are historically most real estate agents. There are a few, there's more than guys. And truth be told, we do have a couple guys working for us now, including my son. He joined us about a year ago. He had real estate, property management in the city, and COVID came, and they moved out here full time. So now he's in the office full time working with us. But the core girls that work with us, we all started together. I trained them all. They followed me when we went to another company, and then they were all like, "Let's just do this. We got to get on our own. We know how to do real estate. We know how to do real estate the right way. We don't need the corporate hoops and ladders to jump through to know what we're doing. We have good reputations. We have good followings. We have good support. So we don't need all of that to let us do our jobs. We know what we're doing, so that's where I was scared to death to start North Fork Real Estate with this group of, not with this group of girls, just to start it in general. And then we all kind of came full circle and said, we don't really need to overly compete with the big guys. We just have to enjoy what we're doing, get back to doing real estate the way we know how to do it, and enjoy our jobs. And that's where we all pulled from together, and we click really well.
That's great.
It's yeah. And, some of us, I have grandchildren now. Some of us have little kids. So we're always covering for each other also. Like if someone's got something going on, they know they can ask someone else to cover an inspection or cover a showing or do something if they can't get there. And we all know we can ask each other with no tension, with no cutthroat kind of situation.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we are getting towards the end where we usually ask everyone same 5 questions.
Oh boy. Okay.
I know. And we're not going to say, we've decided between the 3 of us that we can't ask people their favorites because there's just so many wonderful things of everything. So, I'll kick it off. What restaurant would you take the 3 of us to if you were going to take us out?
I have to probably go with Hellenics because they've been there a long time. I remember them opening and watching them grow all over the years. And I love going there and having their hot food. There's nothing like it. It's just something so different. It's probably a good spot.
I am so glad to hear that because I have reservations there tomorrow night.
So, there you go.
And it's my first time. So
really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. No, everything is, when they bring it to your table, it's hot and it's delicious and it's perfect.
Segueing into food and beverage, if you were to go to a winery or a brewery, which one would you go to? We had my son's graduation party at Martha Clara, which is, I think, RGNY right now. Right.
Probably there. They have a fabulous Cab Franc, and it's just a nice environment, nice setting, nice overall.
Definitely a good one. I know they do live music now, Fridays, Sundays, so that's fun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just saw a post that they're also doing a stomp party. So
I like their sign out son. Yeah.
Are you picturing I Love Lucy with the real?
Totally.
Yes, I think we need to do that. I can do that.
And this particular one is a lunch version of it. So it includes a picnic basket of lunch from Lombardi's and then 2 glasses of wine. And then the way they put it, barrels of grapes for stomping. So I don't know what that means, whether it's barrels per person or there's just barrels that we all go into. I have no idea. But it sounds fun.
That's awesome.
That is fun.
So you mentioned you have ties to both Orient and Greenport. So where is your go-to place for either a sunrise or a sunset?
I live in a community called Eastern Shores on the Sound in Greenport, and we have one of the most beautiful beaches. It's a walkout, no bluff on the Sound. You can walk probably for miles in either direction, east or west, and it is picture perfect for sunsets. We try to get up there 3, 4, 5, 6 times a summer with my entire crew, my family. Very, very close family. We go up there, we take fried chicken or sandwiches or pizza and just watch the sunset. And it's magical. It's not too crowded and it's magical because my little granddaughter can run in the water. We can fly kites and just relax. And it's, 3 minutes from my house.
Fabulous. Kelly, you want to ask the farm stand question?
Sure. If you are cooking a meal at home and you want to pick up your produce, what farm stand are you going to?
Well, I live in Greenport, so it's not always easiest to get to, but I have to say my little sleeper farm stand is Woolwax and Laurel. They're a little roadside cart, all grown there.
I don't know where it is. It's right by, it used to be called Laurel Lake Vineyard, and now it's Evan M. Vineyard. They park right on the lawn there. They always have a really good variety of stuff. That's
And it's like old school. It's, they grow everything. It's their stuff. And whenever I'm heading that way, that's where I grab.
Is it on the north or south side of the road?
It's on the north side.
Okay.
I literally think they bring the cart in at night, so you might not even see it. But
Okay.
it's right just west of the vineyard. It's just west of the vineyard, and they have really pretty much everything is theirs, and it's delicious.
Someone on the
Fresh.
show mentioned them once, and apparently they grow the most amazing tomatoes.
Mm.
They
I
grow
buy a lot
everything's
of
good there. Yeah, I'm like
tomato.
we're tomato snobs. It's really hard, and that's one of the reasons we like to go there because they grow them right there.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We're getting a question before we wrap up from Gajai about where to see the sunrise in Greenport.
You probably could go down to Gull Pond, which is not Gull Pond. It's Norma Clip Park on the bay. It's just outside of Greenport. It's down by like the Portobello and Brewers is down there, and Billy's by the bay down there. It's a big open sandy bay beach, and it's probably very pretty. And I think you could see the lighthouse in there also.
Oh,
So that's
Bugley.
probably
Great. That's a great spot. Well, thank you so much, Kristen, for being
No,
on.
thank you guys.
You are the reason we love being here. You show all of those things. You're a local who is welcoming to us newbies, and we appreciate
Definitely.
And if you could just sum up for us why you love being a part of this community, why you never left, let us know.
Simple life. It's simple life. It's not complicated. It's easy and unprestigious, unpretentious. That's the word I want. And just beautiful. I mean, it's the ability. Like I said, we're tomato snobs because we've had that luxury of the local fish and all that stuff is just here, and you don't have to go anywhere. And we don't travel a lot, but when we do travel, we realize that we do have so many great restaurants because they use the farm and the vegetables and the seafood, and now the animals, the cows and whatnot are around. So it's a special place.
It really is.
Now, your offices are in Southold on the main street, correct?
We're on the main road in Southold, right next to the pharmacy. Yep, we've been there. We've been in this location. I don't know if it's 3 or 4 years. We had 2 locations, and we moved out of Cutchogue and just into Southold. It's the best spot, right next to the pharmacy, and we get to actually watch a lot of the shops that are in Southold opening now. And the people, it's become like another little destination. Greenport was always a destination, then Loveland was a destination. Now Southold's kind of a destination for people to go shopping. So yeah.
Speaking of the simple things, I live in Southold, so I'm always walking the main street a lot. And one of the things I love about your office is, and it's been a few years that you guys have managed to keep them alive, is that you have these 2 beautiful
hibiscus. Yes. Well, I have
orange color.
I have black thumbs. I can't keep anything alive in my house. And the joke on the street with all the shop owners is that we've managed to keep these alive, and they're thriving. And yeah, they are. We get so many compliments on them.
No, that's beautiful. Thank you for being the guide for the new buyers that come on here, and obviously being born and raised here, you have such a wealth of knowledge of what's in the area. So on behalf of them, I'm sure they appreciate all the input you give them before they jump into their house.
We consider ourselves the source, the resource. And we just don't talk to our buyers and clients. We'll talk to anyone that wants to talk about real estate if they have questions, even if it's, even if they're just thinking or something. I want a simple opinion. We're very welcoming, and, stop in and ask us anything, and we'll be happy to guide you, answer you. I was talking to a friend of mine who's going to be listing her house with another friend of mine. And I said, relationships we respect relationships. I said, you're doing the right thing. She's a good egg. You'll do well with her. And, I gave her a comfort feeling that she had already, but for somebody else. And that's what we like to do. We like to be the source of the source to help people and give them what they need.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you.
Coming on and sharing everything about the North Fork real estate.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, ladies.
Bye-bye.
See you
Have
next
a good
Friday.
weekend.
Bye.
Have a good weekend, everyone.